Today, we're diving into one of the most profound and beautiful passages in the Bible, John 1:18. This introduction to the Gospel of John is packed with meaning and reveals fundamental truths about Jesus Christ. Let's explore it together, verse by verse, to better understand this powerful message. 1. The eternal nature of the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. In these first verses, John introduces us to the Word. But what is the Word? It's Jesus Christ himself, existing before the creation of the world. By saying that the Word was with God and was God, John is affirming Jesus' divinity and his eternal existence with God the Father. There are three key points here. Eternity. Jesus has always existed. Relationship. Jesus was in perfect communion with God. Divinity. Jesus is God. 2. Life and light. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overtake it. Here John uses two powerful metaphors, life and light. Jesus is the source of life, not just physical life, but spiritual and eternal life. And he is the light that illuminates the world's darkness. Think about this. Just as light reveals what's hidden, Jesus reveals the truth about God and about ourselves. Darkness cannot overcome light. Similarly, evil cannot overcome Jesus. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. This light shines in the darkness, symbolizing how Jesus brings clarity and hope amidst the world's darkness. Jesus isn't just a messenger from God. He is God. Everything that exists was created through him, and in him is life, which is the light of all humanity. This light shines in the darkness, symbolizing how Jesus brings clarity and hope amidst the world's darkness. 3. The testimony of John the Baptist. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. John now introduces John the Baptist, but notice how careful he is to distinguish John the Baptist from Jesus. John the Baptist was a witness, pointing to the true light, Jesus. Important lessons here. 1. We are all called to be witnesses for Jesus. 2. Our mission is to point to Christ, not to ourselves. 3. Jesus is the true light that illuminates everyone. His message is universal. John the Baptist was sent by God as a witness. He wasn't the light, but came to testify about the true light, Jesus. John's role was to prepare the way, pointing to the one who illuminates everyone. This teaches us the importance of testimony in our own lives, proclaiming Christ's light to the world. 4. The rejection and acceptance of the Word. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born, not of blood, or of the will of the flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. These verses present a dramatic contrast. Jesus, the Creator, came into the world, but wasn't recognized. Many rejected him, but those who received him gained an incredible privilege, becoming children of God. Points to ponder. The irony of the Creator not being recognized by his own creation. The personal choice involved in receiving or rejecting Jesus. The radical transformation that occurs when we accept Jesus. We become part of God's family. He came to his own, but his own didn't receive him. However, to all who accepted him and believed in his name, he gave the power to become children of God. This isn't the result of natural birth, but of a spiritual birth, a transformation that comes from God. 5. The Word became flesh. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a father's only son, and full of grace and truth. John testified to him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, 'He who comes after me ranks ahead of me because he was before me.' From his fullness we have all received, grace upon grace. The law indeed was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God. It is the only Son, himself God, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made him known." This is the climax of the passage. The eternal Word, God the Son, became human. John uses the word dwelt, which literally means pitched his tent. Jesus came to live among us. Crucial aspects. The incarnation. God became human, uniting the divine and the human. Grace and truth. Jesus brought the fullness of God's grace and truth. Final revelation. Jesus is the ultimate revelation of God to the world. John contrasts the law given through Moses with the grace and truth that came through Jesus Christ. This doesn't mean the law was bad, but that Jesus brought the fullness of God's revelation. This passage from John is a powerful introduction to who Jesus is and why he came. It invites us to see Jesus as the eternal and divine Word, the creator of all things, the source of life and light, the one who offers us the opportunity to become children of God, God incarnate, full of grace and truth. Here's the mystery of the incarnation. God became flesh and dwelt among us. In Jesus, we saw God's glory, compassion, and truth like never before. He's not a distant God, but a present God who understands our struggles and walks with us. Through Jesus, the fullness of grace and truth is offered to us. While the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. He revealed the Father's heart, allowing us to know God in an intimate and personal way. John 1:18 calls us to recognize Jesus as the eternal Word, the true light, and the manifestation of God's glory. As we accept this truth, we're invited to live as children of God, reflecting His light and grace in our daily lives. May we, like John the Baptist, be witnesses of this wonderful light in our world. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.